Shalom, shalom, it's the brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kadash. We're going to get straight into it. So this one, it's a special video to me. I'm going to name it something on the lines of not talking shit about any Israelites in the truth. And the reason for that title is exactly what it says. Let me give you some backstory so I can work it up. Let me give you some backstory. So last night, I was chilling out, and, we stay on fire in the truth. So we either putting up a video or we either reading, you see what I'm saying? Or we either watching videos, right? So that's what I was doing last night. I was watching some videos on YouTube. And, we don't stalk nobody's page or nothing like that. We just scroll down our wall, because I've been accused of that before. We don't stalk nobody's page. We just scroll down the wall. Whatever we see on the wall, we may click on it. That's how the spirit works. Whatever's on your wall, you might be subscribed to somebody. You might see their stuff on your wall. The spirit leads you to click on it. You may get edified, right? So I click on a couple brothers' videos, and what I realized is different camps videos. And what I realized is every video I went to, somebody was talking about somebody else. Now, way earlier on, I did a video breaking down how whenever this is like nature, there's always a prey and there's always a predator, right? There's always an arch nemesis. You always have allies and nemesis, right? And then you have your number one enemy, right? So with Jacob, his number one enemy was Esau. We know with Cain and Abel. We know the story with Cain and Abel. We know with King David and King Saul. You see, so there's always an opposite. You see what I'm saying? So we know with the Israelites, going back to Jacob and Esau, with the Israelites, our enemies, our number one enemies are the Edomites. So you always have an opposing side, right? So I was giving like a backstory of how like we race cars and stuff. And even with racing cars, when I got into racing cars, it's like the spirit set me up against a certain other person, right? That was like the guy that everybody wanted to see me beat or everybody want to see me go against. That's just how the spirit works, right? So when I was watching these videos, I see the same thing even with us in the truth. Us that claim to be in the truth, us that call ourselves Hebrew Israelites, right? But what I've seen is that you always have another side. You always have an enemy, right? So certain camps build themselves up off the back of other camps. So like you will see, I'll just name some names. Like, no, I ain't even gonna name no names because this is what the title is about. I ain't talking shit about no other brothers in the truth no more, right? And that's what the spirit put on me. But you'll see this camp that be bigger than this camp, and they build themselves up off the back of, let's just say, the Christian church. And then this camp will go at that camp. You see what I'm saying? And then that camp, and then the fall offs from this camp will start going at this camp, and that's how they build themselves up. That's how you build yourself up really with fame. You always got to have an arch nemesis. When you look at Mayweather, the boxer, right? Pacquiao, when you look at Pac-Man, Pacquiao built himself up off the back of Mayweather, off the back of Mayweather's name. You know what I mean? Pretty much going to go fight all the people that Mayweather fought and beating them in a better fashion. Right? And then everybody said, look, we want to see Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That's the only fight we want to see. So now today, when you look at boxing, you got Errol Spence and you got Terrence Crawford, right? You got Ryan Garcia, you got Tank Davis. You see what I'm saying? So you always got this other side. So I get that's like how nature works, right? You got lions, you got hyenas. So I get that's how nature works, right? So that's what you see in the truth, right? So every time we cut on a video, and this is the same thing, like Kawhi also talked to me about this too, and he said he's seen the same thing, so it ain't just me, right? He said every time I'm watching a video, I'll be getting into the video, I'll be getting edified by the video that whatever brother is making that I'm watching, and then he'd get to going on talking about somebody else that's not a part of his group, not a part of his thing, that he get to talking about them like they a dog, right? And then it'll kind of throw off the spirit of the video. And then you want to just click the video off. That happens so many times to me where I'm getting edified by a brother. I'm like, okay, he's speaking that truth. I'm like, okay, he going in. Okay, I'm listening. You know, I listen, then I listen some more, keep listening, it draws me in, pulls me in, and then boom, he get to talking about a different camp, or he get to talking shit about a different brother, right? And then it'll cause me to be like, man, what the fuck? You either gonna be two different ways. You're gonna be just a follower of man, and then when he get to talking shit about that different camp, you gonna start feeling that way because you like him, right? Because you following man. Or you either gonna get turned off of it because you like, what does this have to do with me? I'm watching a video to get edified. You talking about them. I mean, shit, there's a whole list. Before you talking about a Hebrew Israelite, another brother that's in the truth, there's a whole list of Christians that you could talk about, Catholics that you could talk about, wicked motherfuckers out there that you could talk about. But every video I turned on, you're talking about this guy that really ain't got nothing to do with you. So I was watching a video and I seen a brother breaking down a video, and his leader, he pretty much was saying the exact same things as his leader. He sounded just like his leader. He was saying the exact same phrases and everything. But I'm watching him, but I see that his leader said all this exact same thing the exact same way first. So I'm like, bro, who the fuck is you? Like, you just repeating what you literally just repeating like it's a script, what you heard from your leader, right? But then he started condemning another group for following their leader, no matter what. He said, you gonna follow him to a ditch. You just follow your leader, you know? And he was like, I believe that, you know, what I believe is the elect is scattered in all different camps. But what I believe is those elect men that be in those camps, you know, they gonna wake up from the nonsense that they following, and they gonna smell the coffee. You know, they gonna wake up to smell the coffee, pretty much saying that they gonna wake up and then believe what he believes. You see, which is just crazy bullshit, you know? Right, pretty much he was saying that. Pretty much saying, you know, without saying that they got the 100% truth, that they know everything, right? And that pretty much the way that they think, he said, look, there's not gonna be different camps on the chariot. There's there's only one truth, right? That's what he said. He said there's only one truth, and everybody that gets saved is going to believe the truth. He said you're not going to have brothers from this camp to that camp that was following this camp doctrine and that camp doctrine on the chariot, but that's not true. You are going to 100% have people that was following different doctrines that get saved, but he twisted the words, right? He was talking about like in the kingdom. Of course, we know in the kingdom, after they're saved, of course, they're all going to believe the same thing. That's not the argument, but that's what he twisted into. The argument is that you're going to have people that saved that believe different, that follow different doctrines, but are still going to be saved. Then once they're saved and they're changed in a twinkling of an eye, of course, then they're all going to believe the same thing. But he switched it and said, look, pretty much trying to point and say, look, all these brothers, they're going to have to wake up. We all going to have to believe the same thing. Then we're going to be saved. That's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work at all. Because when you, in Ezekiel, it says the Lord's going to cause them to come under the bond of the covenant. So that means there's going to be some corrections. That means that people are going to get saved, and they're going to, when the Lord comes back, you're going to have the elect man that's going to follow different doctrines. It's going to be a different part of camp and a part of different camps. But when the Lord comes, he's going to correct them. That's why they're going to be changed. And then, of course, when the law, statutes, and commandments are written in their inward parts, they're the same law, statutes, and commandments going to be written in every single one of their inward parts. So they're all going to believe the same thing, of course. But when the Lord chooses them, that's not necessarily true. But once he chooses them, then yeah, they're going to be changed. You know, so it's that simple, you know. So, you know, he was breaking down a video on another brother, and the brother was speaking truth, you know, but he was, you know, it's like camp banging, you know. So, but this is my point, though. So, when I was watching that video, I wanted to get up and make a video to it, right? But I told myself, I said, I'll speak about it a little bit just to give you a backstory of what I'm coming to, because this is the whole picture that I'm trying to wrap this into. But I said, no, I'm not going to make a video on it. I said, you know what? And this is what the Spirit delivered to me. I said, you know what? Ain't none of my business. You see what I'm saying? These guys, look, rebuke, spare not, right? Of course they use that, say, yeah, but you got to rebuke, and you can't spare not. Yeah, once you already did that, you ain't got to keep doing that a million times. What did it say? It says, roughly paraphrasing, if they receive you not when you come in their house, pretty much dust the dust off your shoulders, or that's I think that's modern day, but dust the dust off your feet or something like that. Roughly paraphrasing. Damn, I need some tissue. Right? So once you know that these guys, and you can have spiritual discernment, you know that these guys is going to follow this no matter what. They not going to get it. What you do is you move on, because our goal is to be saved. You got to work out your own salvation. My goal is not, that brother is making that video, my goal is not to get him saved, because I can't save him, and I don't make the choice of if he gets saved or not. My goal is to work out my own salvation. It's to get me saved in my household. That's it. Now, do we got brothers that we have love for, that we pray that the Lord have mercy on them, that the Lord do save them? Yeah. But I can't do that. That's the Lord's choice, right? And if the Lord makes the decision to say, no, he's not getting saved, or yes, he is getting saved, I can't feel no different type of way towards. I got to go with whatever the Lord will be, right? So if the Lord say you could love this guy, this could be your top guy on earth that you love. If the Lord say he ain't getting saved, hey, he ain't getting saved. That's what it is, because we don't put nothing ahead of the Lord, right? We put the Lord first. So we got to remain that way. We got to remain true, right? So I said, look, I ain't talking no more shit about no other Hebrew Israelite brothers that's in the truth, right? If they got an opinion on me, then they just got an opinion. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? That's not my goal. I'm not here to care about your opinion. I really do not care, bro. Like, when I eat, when I get home and my wife, my beautiful wife, makes me a plate to eat, that has nothing to do with you. You ain't making a plate, you ain't buying the food, you ain't supplying it. That only has to do with the Lord that's providing me that, and my wife, my family. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm eating to stay alive, when I'm drinking something to stay alive, you ain't got nothing to do with that. So you can have an opinion on me all you want. I don't give a fuck. I promise you I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care how long you've been in the truth. I don't care. You can have whatever opinion you want to have on me. I really don't care at this point. I'm not talking no more shit about no other Hebrew Israelites that call themselves in the truth. You got to deal with the Lord. You got to deal with that. You got to talk to the Lord, wrong or right. Even if you feel like you're right, you got to deal with the Lord the same way I got to deal with the Lord. Same way the Spirit delivered me. Look, man, stop getting in all that. Stop making videos on that. Stop getting into all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because you want to remain blameless. You see what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, I want my image to be, he just went out on the highways and byways, taught the truth, made the videos, and believed and followed the Lord with all his heart. To the best of his abilities. That's all. I don't want to be known for rebuking this brother, for correcting this brother. None of that. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't talking no more shit about no other Hebrew Israelites. Y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all know what the goal is. If you going off from that, that's on you. This is Philippians 2 verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in the presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So I'm trying to work out my own salvation for fear and trembling. I'm not trying to work out your salvation. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to work out my own salvation. That's it. That's it, right? Because what's the whole duty of man? Fear God and keep his commandments. So as long as I fear God and I keep his commandments to the best of my ability, then that's what it is. Of course I defend the truth. Of course I'm going to continue defending the truth. If a wacky-tacky Christian or Catholic or anybody come up to us while we at camp, we going to defend the truth to the best of our abilities, what the Spirit has delivered to us. You see what I'm saying? As far as these guys that know the truth, that know the Bible, right? I'm not finna go back and forth. I'm not finna be making videos. If I'm watching a brother video and I'm getting edified, he gets to talking about some shit that I'm not vibing with, my spirit's not vibing with, he gets talking about this other guy and jumping on this other, that his whole video is wrapped around this certain one guy that he hates but he low-key loves. Because I had that happen to me. I had a dude that was just pretty much like just into it with me, but it was seeming like hate, but we all know it's really like a low-key love, jealousy. It could be jealousy, it's love, hate, envy. It could be all those emotions wrapped in, you know what I mean, together, but I ain't got no time to worry about that. And that's one of the things that made him not like me more, because I wasn't worried about the shit. You see what I'm saying? I said I made the whole situation seem like it was a small problem. The whole situation we had, I was like, man, it's nothing. It's a small problem. He wanted to blow it up. Look, he trying to make it seem like it's nothing, but it really It was nothing, bro. That's because I was never worried about it. You know, I had an ex-wife, all right, but a woman I was dealing with, you know, that's an art, you know, that's a skill. You see what I'm saying? Um, that's tunnel vision, you know, staying to the goal. All that other shit don't mean nothing, right? I had a wife, you know, that's one of the things that made her hate me the most, right? She hated me the most because she would try to do things to get a reaction from me. She tried to do things because she wanted me to get into it with her, go back and forth, but I never would. It never sweated me. All the little shit that she was trying to do to make me sweat, to make me mad, I just ignored it. But that made her hate me more because she ain't get the satisfaction of transferring that energy. You know, sometimes people be mad at you, hating off you, and they want to get it to you so they could transfer the energy and put it on you. You can't let them do that, man. Because I always had this ability, right, to have tunnel vision on my goals. That's why, you know, throughout life, you know, giving all the glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you know, a lot of goals, not all, but a lot of goals that I ever had that I wanted to do, I've been able to complete them because I have something called tunnel vision. When I say, look, I want to do this, I'm able to tunnel vision and do everything necessary to get to there. So the biggest goal so far is being a part of the elect. And that's why I'm in this truth. That's why I continue to be in this truth after all these years. I've been in the truth since the end of 2017. So 5 years, going on 6 years at the end of this year. I've been in the truth. So, and I've been going hard, you know. So I've been growing because I got that tunnel vision. The goal is to be a part of the elect. That's it, man. All that other shit, bro. I ain't talking no more shit about no other Hebrew Israelites in the truth. They know what they supposed to do. The Lord had already delivered the spirit to them. Whether they reject it or accept it, that's on them. I'm moving forward. I'm just making edifying videos on different topics, right? Which we got to be careful with that now. And now we got to make videos like this because we can't even use other people's content because you can get a copyright strike and get your channel took down now, which is crazy. You see what I'm saying? This is a Ecclesiasticus, right? In the Apocrypha, chapter 11, verse 10. Y'all know this one. It says, my son, am I not a son of the Lord? Of course I am. Right? Am I not a son of Yahweh? Of course I am. It says, meddle not with many matters. I'm not meddling with these other matters, right? If I'm not part of an event that happened to get my opinion on it, I'm not getting in it. If I'm not a part of a certain camp when they bang in against somebody else, I'm not getting in it. I'm not with them. You know, you got to understand that. And that's been made clear to me. You know, when I was following the camp, if you watch our doctrine, damn, I need some tissue. I'm going to have to get up. If you watch our doctrine, if you learn from us or you learn from our doctrine, you will understand and know that we teach a lot like a certain group, right? So we not getting into that shit no more, man. You see what I'm saying? Here, Salaki. All right, shalom. Sorry about that. Got an interruption, but pretty much going back on what I was speaking about, right? How the Spirit delivered me this title, right, and this topic, you know, pretty much saying I'm not talking shit about any other brothers that's any other Hebrew Israelites, you know, any other brothers that's in the truth, right? I feel like if we all did that, right, I feel like we'll be able to actually come together. I feel like things will be better. You know, once you've been doing things for years and years and years and years and years, what's the point? And you see no results coming from it. What's the point of continue doing it? Switch something up, right? We can't move as, oh, I'm separated to my 1,000 people. I'm separated to my 500. I'm separated to my 300. We have to move as a body. One of the commandments is for us to come together and assemble ourselves together. It's to come together. You see what I'm saying? So how do we expect the rest, you know, of the people that's not in the truth that are Israelites to follow us when we supposed to be the example? We supposed to be the example of how to come together. You see what I'm saying? So when people are on the outside, but they're still Israelites and maybe even the elect, they haven't woke up yet. When they see us and they read the whole Hebrew Israelite thing, they say, look, this shit's just like gang banging. This shit's no different than the gangs on the street. But the gangs on the street are way stronger. I mean, technically, if we being honest, and they got way more pull. You know how many kids around here run around here claiming GD? It's way more people that's in the truth. Trust me. That we grew up we was born into it. It was like, your father's this, you're this. You see what I'm saying? So they do a way better job than us. We supposed to be the example as being the man in the truth. We supposed to be the example of how to put our differences aside, which we can't, and come together. You see what I'm saying? But if everybody thought like the message that was given to me, the spirit that was delivered to me, if everybody thought like that, then we could get that done. Said, look, man, I don't care what he say. It's hella motherfuckers out there blasphemy. But I'm not talking no more shit about nobody else that's in the truth. You see what I'm saying? That's what keep the tension going. All these heads and these leaders are just sitting back talking shit about each other. So what do you think the men under them are going to do? They're going to do the exact same thing. They're just going to sit back and do the exact same thing they leaders do and talk shit about other camps. Shit, before you talk shit about another group or something like that, you need to talk shit about the dudes that's in your camp. This bullshit. Oh, they don't do that. They hide that shit, sweep that shit under the rug. And then when you call it out, you the bad guy. It's like, wait. Are we here to be like with your group, or are we here for the Lord? If I'm, it don't matter if I'm in your group or not. If I'm calling this brother out for doing something wicked towards the law, statutes, commandments, you supposed to be on my side at that, whether I'm with your camp or not. But that's not how it worked. That's not how it worked. That's what you see in the truth, which is crazy, you know? But we got to snap up out of that. I'm going to start myself because, like I said, I can't get you salvation. I'm not here to try to get you salvation. I'm just here simply to work on my own salvation with with fear and trembling, right? So, with that being said, I ain't talking shit no more about no other brothers. That's in the truth, you know? If I'm watching a video, I'm being edified by a video, and they get to going off talking about some other man, I'm just going to turn the video off and unsubscribe, and I'm just not going to watch no more of their videos. You see what I'm saying? We don't need that no more. We good. You know? We good through the Holy Spirit. You know? As long as you believe, have faith, the Lord's going to be there with us. So that means, yeah, technically we good. You see what I'm saying? We understand there's tribulation, there's a lot to come, but we ready for that. We want that. If it was my choice, if a button dropped right now on my desk, right? It said, you press this button, all hell break loose. As soon as you press it, I'll press it without one thought. I'll press it. A lot of these dudes are the truth wouldn't, man. A lot of these dudes ain't ready for what's coming. They really don't want it to come. They really like the whole high school, college thing. You know, I got these brothers, and these brothers know me. That's that college shit, man. Niggas used to do that in high school, man. You know, you have the basketball team, you get known, they all group up together and know each other. Shit, I never cared about that, and I've always been an outcast when it comes to that shit, because the elect is a loner. The elect man is like a loner, man. What did it say? It already told you the prophecy in 2 Esdras chapter 15. What did it tell you? It said there should be 10 left in the city. It said a man should a man should, pretty much roughly paraphrasing, want to hear another man's voice. That's how scarce it's going to be. So that lets you know that the elect going to be just like the movie I Am Legend. You're going to be by your damn self. Or maybe another brother, or maybe two. Or possibly by yourself. You see what I'm saying? So I've always been that way. While the basketball team, the high school and college shit, when they all grouping up together and getting known and getting your name known, and this brother speaks for you and this brother speak good for you, guess what I was doing in high school? I was getting just as many women as them. Let's just be honest, right? I was getting just as many women as the basketball players. Ask them. Shit, anybody that know me, the guys I grew up, they'll tell you. They say, man, KD was... They say KD probably was scoring more than the top basketball players. I 100% was. I'd have talked to a couple of them, and they was like, man, they lost, which we ain't got to go into all that. They was like, man, they just started knowing women at the age of 16. I was like, damn, I've been doing this shit damn near a decade before you just got your first. You see what I'm saying? But that's because we grew up fast. We grew up in the hood. Now it brings up another topic, too. You know, with this whole age shit, man. Stop the bullshit, man. Y'all know when y'all was in middle school, we was running around. Some of us was touching the girls' booties. We was interested in women and girls. And really, from where I'm at, we was doing a lot more than just touching booties. You see what I'm saying? We was, you know the age where you started to get the finger in. You know the age, shit. We was going all the way. We was going all the way. I got cousins that got pregnant that had their first child at around the age of 14, man. So stop the bullshit with wanting to follow Esau law that she got to be 18 over. No, that's not how it works in the Bible, man. Men were getting women at the age of 12. They still do that shit today. When you go to Saudi Arabia, right, and you go to some of their princes and they kings, right, which they're Hebrews too, right? I did a video on this. It was a king over there in Saudi Arabia. He had wives and they were 14 years old. This dude was like in his 50s. So stop the bullshit. It's the same thing. If a 14-year-old puts his private part inside of another 14-year-old girl private part, what's the difference from a 25-year-old doing it? It's still a private part going to a private part, man. But y'all got to snap out of that mystery Babylon juice, man. Of course, it sounds crazy when you follow a doctrine. You see what I'm saying? Just like us saying you got to keep the law, statute, commandments. That sounds crazy to Christians because they follow what they believe. I ain't got to keep it. You know, you got to go read the Bible and follow the Bible. That's the bitter parts. It's bitter to some, right? But you know, but back on topic, you know. So I said, look, we got a foundation, man. We've been in this thing for years. You know, we got a foundation. So we good. We ain't got to talk shit. We ain't got to build up our foundation off another man's foundation. That's what you're doing. If you like a camp, right, and this guy has a big congregation, you talk shit about him, you build up your foundation and your congregation off the back of his. Because what you do is you're trying to get his members to wake up and smell the coffee and follow what you believe, right? And give praises to your leaders, right? And then you try to keep your group from looking at all these other groups as bug out groups so they can stay with you and you can keep the power. You know, my eyes wasn't always open to see that, but now I could clearly see it, you know, that's day. It's just power struggle. You know, it's competition. You know, you got this leader of this camp against this leader of this camp, and they got competitions with their camps. So he want to keep his power and keep his control because he want his camp to outdo that other camp. So at the end of the day, he can say, look, my camp was better than your camp. My camp is the #1 camp. So it's a competition, man. Are we here for that shit? No, we're not here for that shit, man. So look, it says, my son, meddle not in many matters. For if thou meddle much, thou should not be innocent. So I don't want to be in all these other matters and shit like that because I want to be seen innocent. I want the Lord to come down and say, look, he ain't go at nobody. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. He just, with the spirit that I gave him, he going off that doing the best he can. Whether he be, which we know we not perfect. You see what I'm saying? It says, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither should thou escape by fleeing. Now watch this. Because y'all don't want to follow y'all Bible, man. Y'all want to follow men. Y'all want to follow y'all hearts. Really, that's what y'all doing. Y'all don't want to follow the Bible, right? Now look, this says Daniel 12. Y'all want to twist the words up and say shit like, we got order. This is the order. But the order that the Lord set up, right, it's very simple. You ready for it? The order that the Lord, this is the order of the Lord. This is the order that the Lord set up. This is the big mystery that's going on. Because you got this camp saying they got the order of the Lord. You got this camp saying they got the order. You got this camp saying the spirit was given from the Lord to their leaders to set up their order the way they got, right? But all these heads of these different camps are saying that they got it, but they all got something different. So I'm going to give you the 100% order of the Lord, right? You ready for it? The law, statutes, and commandments. Let me see. Let me find this. Okay. I'm gonna let you live with that for a minute, cause it's so fucking hard for, especially brothers that say they in the truth, to understand. So simple. The order of the Lord is the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the order that the Lord set up. The Lord said, look, if you deal with this brother and you have a relationship with this brother, right? Whether he be a stranger or not, really. Don't steal from him. Don't kill him. Don't sleep with his wife and commit adultery. As far as your family members, your mother, your father, honor them. Come together to keep these high holy days. Don't lie. Right? Keep going. Don't lie. Right? Don't deceive one another. Right? So, just like with me and Kwana. Shit, I ain't his boss. He ain't my boss. I ain't over him. He ain't over me. But we could come together and do work together based off what? Based off the law, statutes, commandments. You see what I'm saying? So 10 of us could come together. Hey, I ain't got to be nobody's leader. Ain't nobody got to be my leader. But all 10 of us could come together based off what? The law, statutes, commandments. It's just that simple, man. Because we do see a hierarchy in the Bible. The hierarchy that we see in the Bible is 1 Corinthians 11. Let me get it. This is the hierarchy that we see in the Bible. Right? It says, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me even as I am of Christ. I'm not followers of man, but followers of right. But, of course, our disciples and everything we look up to, right? But, let's keep going. It says, now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you, right? So, that's true, right? Our elders, we gotta give them some type of praise because we learn things from them. But that don't mean that we gotta do it every video. That don't mean that we gotta just worship these, man. It's different from even just, like, I'll give you an example. Even with like Quana sit here and he bring out a precept and I ain't know the precept, I'm gonna exhort him for that. Exhortation, right? I'm gonna say, man, that was good. That's a good precept, good looking. Thanks for helping me understand that. Thanks for helping me in the situation. Now, because he taught me that, right? Because we all learn from each other. Now, do I gotta go on every video? I'm giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. I'm giving double honors to Quana. No, man. I ain't gotta do that every video. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gotta start worshiping him. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's keep going. It says, but I will have you now. Do we say Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash, double honors to Apostle Paul before every video? No, we don't say that. You see what I'm saying? It says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach. So who's my head? Who's the head of every man in Israel? Yahweh Shai. And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. So every man is the king of his own household. He's the head of his own household, with Yahweh Shai being his head and Yahweh being the head of Yahweh Shai. That's how it works. So